Hello and welcome to What's the Chat, your weekly flavour of geek news and chat. I'm Adam Boyd and we'll be discussing the director problems that Star Wars seems to be having and the wider issue. Is Star Wars in trouble? My guests today are Paul Durkin from the Church of Jediism and David Sim from the blog Inside the Projector. But this after Heather with today's geek headlines. Heather?
Thank you, Adam. Today's headlines. With the recent negative PR image that Marvel Comics has gained with polarising books like this year's crossover event comic Secret Empire, which saw a Nazi version of Captain America lead a takeover of the United States, to the VP of Sales of Marvel blaming diversity for decreased number of sales, but Marvel seems to be trying to change the narrative with the release of Marvel Legacy 1, which like last year's DC's Rebirth, aims to remind us why we love comics. Hopefully the DC Rebirth pays off. All roads seem to be converging now, as the 12-part comic Doomsday Clock seems to be set on answering why the DC Universe has rest once again through the controversially. This seems to be related to the incorporation of the Watchman characters into the DC Universe. But writer Jeff Jones has assured fans that this has been done to examine the landscape of comics and the world we live in as of now, opposed to just being there to increase sales. We'll know as soon as the countdown has begun. And finally, after much anticipation and public behind-the-scenes issues, Star Trek Discovery has finally premiered worldwide to fan and critical praise. The series focuses on Michael Burnham, the adopted sister of Spock, and the Federation at large as they face all-out war with reformed Klingon Empire, has been the subject of much speculation with the show's runner and the Star Trek veteran writer Bryan Fuller leaving the project. But with fans and critics' support, it seems Star Trek Discovery will continue to go where no one has gone before. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Heather. Is Star Wars in trouble? And is J.J. Abrams the right director for Episode 9? All these questions and answers after the break.
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I'll never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, can't you see? But ever since we met, you've had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you. No matter what you do, I only wanna be with you.
Rehome a Dog's Trust dog and change your life forever. Hundreds of dogs are still waiting for their special someone.
And we are back, and with me in studio today are my guests, Paul Durkin from the Church of Jediism and David Sim from the blog Inside the Projector. Welcome to you both. Let's just get right in. So, we're steadily getting closer to the next Star Wars film hitting our screens, but with the recent announcement of J.J. Abrams returning to Episode 9 to replace Colin Trevorrow in the latest round of director troubles, Paul, I ask you, is Star Wars in trouble?
Well, I would say Star Wars is not in trouble. I cannot say that Star Wars is in trouble. I'm from the Church of Jediism, and only a Sith deals in absolutes, such as that. In fact, Star Wars is on the track to becoming much better than it ever was before. We're getting more movies, and with J.J. Abrams back, he directed Force Awakens. Force Awakens is, in my opinion, one of the best Star Wars movies we've ever had.
David, do you have anything to say about that?
I can't disagree with you there, Paul. J.J. Abrams completely rehashed A New Hope. It's a good thing we're getting new movies and stuff, but the quality of the movies could be questionable. The whole idea of the new trilogy was to have new directors in every movie for a unique perspective on each of them.
Okay. Just to David, ask you, with obviously the success of The Force Awakens, we've seen a new story, but like you said, you thought it was a revamp of A New Hope. Yes, it might have shared similar elements, but do you think it was concrete the same, or do you think it still had something to gain?
There was elements. It wasn't a complete rehash. I'll take that back. There was aspects of it that were very similar. Disney played the safe option with J.J. Abrams. That's why I'm worried about him coming back for Episode 9. Episode 7 was a safe bet. Episode 8 was a bit more risky, and it's probably one of my favourites. Episode 9, I'm worried that they play the safe card again because Episode 8 was so risky with J.J. Abrams.
I don't think Episode 9 will be a safe bet. J.J. Abrams has proved himself as an excellent director. I think he's going to do a great job in Episode 9. It'll be another fine addition to his collection.
Well, I've got some quotes here from Star Wars fans on Twitter, and they've said that, well, it's kind of like with what you're going for. It's like the Star Wars films are kind of like sand their course and they get everywhere just to kind of reference the movies. But
I hate
Paul,
sand.
do you agree with those haters online?
I will agree that Star Wars definitely gets everywhere, but in a good way.
Okay. David, do you?
What
have
does that even mean, Paul? Do you even know what you mean?
I know exactly what I mean.
These people from the Jedi Church are delusional. They have no idea what they're talking about. They've not got a sense of reality when it comes to these movies. They don't see any flaws in the movies whatsoever.
I'll laugh it up, fuzzball.
Okay. Can we not have any fighting, please, gents?
Jediism is about peace.
Paul,
I am not.
can I just ask you, from one Star Wars fan to another, did The Last Jedi hold up? No, wait, sorry, we haven't got time for that. Thank you to you both for your enlightening thoughts and very valid possibilities for the future of Star Wars. Paul, David, again, just thank you for coming on and sharing your opinions. I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. Join us next time when we'll be discussing the DCEU and post-Justice League world. Thank you and have a good day.